Welcome back, and welcome back again. You're listening to the Gotta Have Faith Show with Faith K. Washington, and today we're going to be talking about some interesting things, so you might want to stay tuned. We're going to be talking about what it actually takes to become a successful real estate investor. Now, I know we all heard of, real estate investors making all of this big money, and it's like, well, they're not paying any taxes. What exactly are they doing to make all this money? Like, I thought about that when I was getting into the industry. Why are they making so much money, and how are they actually doing it? Today, we're going to be breaking down what they're actually doing to make this money and how you can get in on the fun, okay? I'm going to be bringing you the real estate gospel. But today, first, we want to give thanks to God, okay? God, the Almighty, the one in heaven that watches over all, that sees and knows all. I'm so grateful and thankful for His mercy and His grace on today. You have no idea how much He has spared me and how much favor that I have. I've been put in an amazing position to bring you the real estate gospel, and I'm excited about it. That's it. Point blank. What the kids say, point blank, period. I am so excited about this here on today. So we want to give thanks to God because you know what? He woke you up this morning. Some people didn't have that opportunity, and you actually have that opportunity. So be grateful. I know things don't always work out the way we think that they should work out, but the good thing about it is you woke up another day. That means you have another opportunity. So be grateful, right? So let's jump right into this now. So what before we jump into it, I want to also share that I am taking investors. I'm taking on new appointments for investors. So if you're curious about becoming a real estate investor, you can text me the word investor at 708-669-9316. That's 708-669-9316. Text me the word investor. Okay, and also I do have an off-market property list that I am giving away. So if you guys have been struggling to find deals on the market, a lot of my investors know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you've been in the industry for any amount of time, you know that it's harder right now to find cheaper properties. Every investor knows that there is a shortage in inventory, and we don't want you to be short in inventory. We want you to be able to make money, and a lot of the times the difference between finding a good deal and a bad deal can really make the difference, okay? And a lot of people find their deals on the multiple listing service, and the savvy investors find off-market deals. So if you want to get on my list, text investor to 708-669-9316, okay? And I also have some deals that are currently on the market. And what do I mean by deals? So sellers that actually want to sell their properties. Now, some of what I have on the MLS is not such a great deal where you're going to make a ton of money, but there are still buyers that want to buy in the communities. And also, I want to give you guys a heads up, okay? In Markham, Illinois, there are no more rentals. They put a rent moratorium in place. That means they're not accepting any more renters, okay? So you guys want to be mindful of that. It's negatively affecting a lot of people, okay? Now I'll just share a story before I jump into this, but I had a Section 8 tenant that was preparing to move into Markham. We were getting everything all done. I went down to finalize the inspection process, get the inspection process started, and they told me there are no more rentals. They're not accepting any more tenants in Markham, Illinois. So investors, beware, because that can really affect your bottom line. The property has to sit vacant before you can allow a tenant in there. Go to the website. If you want more information, you could just Google Markham the village of Markham and Markham, Illinois. So that is negatively affecting the tenants and also the landlords, investors who invest in that community. Now, I understand there has to be a balance between renters and investors and owners. Yes, but I don't think that was done correctly. So I want to put you guys on notice to make sure you're looking into Markham, Illinois. If you're planning to purchase in that area, there are no more tenant rentals in that area, and the tenant that was going to move in a property was negatively affected. She had a small child, and now she has to find somewhere else to go, and her lease is up. So be mindful of the ordinances when you are investing. All right, so let's jump into this, okay? So what is the difference between a real estate investor and a real estate broker? Now, people often struggle with understanding those two. So what is a real estate broker? So I am a licensed real estate broker. So that means I'm able to sell other people's property, a professional licensed person within that particular state that has the ability to buy, sell, and rent for other people. Okay, and in turn, that person pays you a commission. Okay, the person that hired you pays you a commission. Okay, sometimes the commissions are negotiable, but they pay you a commission. So that's a real estate broker. You can help other people buy, sell, and rent their properties out for a commission. Now, what is a real estate investor? A real estate investor is a person or entity that buys, manages, and sells real estate for a profit. Okay, so you may see investor companies, LLCs. They may buy a property and they'll fix it up and then they will sell it. That's called a fix and flip, and they're selling it for a profit. Now, you may say you may be straddling the fence. So if you are straddling the fence about which one you want to do, both of them can be very lucrative. But if you're going to be a real estate broker, you have to do that over and over and over again in order to maintain a lifestyle. Okay, so you have to find multiple people to actually work for them. Okay, helping them buy, sell, and rent their properties out. So, and also I am hiring for real estate brokers. Okay, so if you want to learn more about becoming a real estate broker, you need to text me broker at 708-669-9316, 708-669-9316. Okay, so you can become a real estate broker in Illinois. I'm only licensed in Illinois, and I'm looking for brokers in Illinois. Okay, so text me if you want more information about becoming a real estate broker and you want to be on my team. Text me more information. Okay, now in this particular instance, I'm talking about becoming a real estate investor. I do both real estate broker and real estate investor. And I tend to find that being a real estate investor is a little more lucrative. And why do I say that? Well, if you become an investor, you can create passive income, okay, which is, we're going to get into that. Passive income, tax advantages, diversification, leverage, and the list goes on. So let's talk a little bit about what passive income is. Okay, passive income is earned without a job. Okay, you do the work one time and then you get paid for a number of months or until you sell the investment. It just comes in, do the work one time. It's not like something where you go in and you swipe the clock and you punch in. No, passive income is passively sitting to the side and getting income, okay, without you doing any work. Okay, now you do have to do some work up front. There's a lot of leg work to do up front, but once you do that work, that's it. You get paid over and over and over again. For example, okay, having rental property, okay, you may do the work to fix up the property, and then you put a tenant in, and then you make passive income. Each month that that tenant pays you, that is passive income. You're not constantly doing work for the tenant. The tenant is comfortably living. Of course, you want to make sure that your property is livable and comfortable for the tenant. Don't put out bad products, okay, people? Don't always go the cheapest route. That's not always the best thing to do. And we're talking about becoming a real estate investor. So passive income is a great way to become wealthy. Okay, you can keep your full-time job or whatever other side business that you have, and you can also earn real estate passive income, which is phenomenal. Okay, I do have properties that I earn passive income from, and that allows me to actually go on and do other things, other endeavors, and diversify. Okay, so tax advantages. There's a number of different tax deductions that you can get as you become a real estate investor. For example, you get deductions on your income. You can offset your income. You get depreciation deductions. You get the 1031, which is a little more advanced strategy, which we won't really cover today because this is just the basic entry into becoming a real estate investor. So, for example, let's just say you have a property. That same rental property, when you go to file your taxes, you're going to be able to deduct some of those repairs from your expenses. So, for example, from your income, the expenses are going to be deducted from your income. So, for example, let me give you an example. Let's just say you're renting to a tenant and you have to make repairs. Okay, let's just say you have to make about $50,000 in repairs, and you made $250,000. That a portion of that $50,000 can be deducted for repairs from your income. So you made $250,000 and you have $50,000 in repairs. A portion of the repairs of the $50,000 can be deducted, and now you're only paying in this particular example, you're paying taxes on $200,000. Okay, so this is how people are actually able to save on their taxes. And a lot of people didn't like what the Donald Trump was doing, but he was doing some of the same strategies. Okay. Bless God. He gave us wisdom. He said, my people perish for the lack of wisdom. And we want wisdom. We want to make sure that we have the information to leverage and to put us in a better position, because a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And this is how people are doing, leaving an inheritance for their children's children. Real estate is a great way to leave an inheritance for your children's children. Okay, so this is a lot of wealthy people own real estate, and we want to put you in that position as well. Okay, we don't want you to be suffering. We want you to live a great life, and real estate is a great way. Okay, now let's go on diversification. You can diversify your portfolio. Now, what does that mean? Well, Faith, what are you talking about diversify? So there's a number of different ways to get into real estate. By buying land, you can buy vacant lots, you can buy commercial real estate, you can buy residential real estate, you can buy rental properties, you can buy property to actually live in. There's a number of different ways to get into real estate. It doesn't always have to be super complicated, and we're going to share a little bit about the easiest way. So you want to make sure you're paying attention, the easiest way to get into real estate. Okay, now you might say, well, Faith, what is commercial real estate? Those big malls that you see, the hotels that you see, those big high rises downtown that you see, those would be commercial real estate. And residential is anything 1 to 4 units. 1 family to 4 families can live in this particular property. And you can, in vacant land, you can buy something and build something on the land. That diversification, you don't have to just stick to one thing. You spread your investment across different types of properties. Now, number 4, we're going to talk about leverage. Okay, now this is a powerful, powerful thing, and this is how people actually get around paying taxes by leveraging. Okay, leverage your income without paying taxes by doing a cash out refi. This is one of my favorite strategies. Okay, we're talking about real estate investing. Real estate investing, leveraging. Okay, I'll give you an example so you guys can understand what leveraging actually means. So when you leverage, you buy a property. Let's say you found something for $50,000 and you put $20,000 in. You're all in at $70,000, correct? Now, let's say after you do all of these repairs and you have equity in the property now. You created value for the property. So you all in at 70, and let's say the property is now 100,000. You have 30,000 in equity. Okay, you can take out a loan against the property, and you do not have to pay taxes on it. So you take out the 30,000, and then you go buy another property. That's a down payment on another property, and you buy that, and then you do that strategy over and over and over and over again, and you don't have to pay any taxes. Now you might say, well, Faith, who's gonna pay the mortgage once you get this loan out on this property, this $30,000 out? Who's gonna pay the mortgage? The tenant that you put in pays the mortgage. So when you get this cash out, make sure that you don't go buy something that's not going to pay you more money. So the whole strategy of becoming a real estate investor is making money so your money can make money for you. So when you get this money out and you leverage this property to get the cash out, you need to buy another investment. You put a tenant in to pay the 30,000 back. So each month that money comes in, that's paying towards your 30,000. Your balance goes down each month. Boom, you put 1,000 toward it. You put 1,000 toward it. But the investor is not actually putting the money toward it. You're collecting that in rent. Okay. And the trick is, now people might say, well, Faith, what if the tenant don't pay their mortgage or their rent each month? Well, your job as the investor and as the professional is to put the money to the side, because you know there will be instances where the tenant may not be able to pay the rent. So when you get the money in and you pay the mortgage, you put a small portion of that to the side to build up a reserve. Okay, you build up a reserve so you don't deplete all your money. Now, let's go to the next one. Faith, all of this sounds really, really good, but I don't really think it's that easy. I don't know if it's going to be super easy for me, and I'm here to tell you that it's actually possible for you. This whole process is possible for you. I did it, and anybody can do it, right? I started at 21 years old, and I'll tell you guys, it was so easy for me to get into the real estate market, and this is the best way. Okay, so hold on to your seat, because I'm about to give you the real estate gospel, how to create a legacy for generations to come. It's called house hacking. Okay, house hacking is the easiest, simplest way to get into the real estate game, to become an investor. You buy a multi-unit. The government will give you money to provide housing for other people. Okay, so you can buy a 1 to 4 unit with only 3.5% down. So you're like, well, Faith, how do I do that? Well, you go to a mortgage broker. I have mortgage brokers that I have relationships with. You go to a mortgage broker, and then you will be able to get a mortgage. And here's the things that you will need in order to get a mortgage. You'll need your last 2 years of W-2s, your last 2 pay stubs, and your last 2 bank statements. Okay, I'll repeat that again. You'll need your W-2s, your last 2 pay stubs, and your last 2 bank statements. So 2. Last two years of W-2s, last 2 pay stubs, and last 2 bank statements. Okay, you can apply for an FHA loan, okay, and that is 3.5% down. Apply for an FHA loan, and you can get housing, house hacking, housing for others plus yourself. So let me give you an example. This is one deal that I just did for my client. So he came to me. He's a city worker. He says, Faith, I want to buy a multi-unit. Okay, great. Let's get you approved. We got him approved. He got approved for $600,000. Oh wow, that's a lot of money. In today's world, the way the prices of the property is going up, sometimes that may not be a whole lot of money. So here's what we did. This is how we structured the deal. This is how I structured the deal. We found the property for $599,000. I was able to negotiate the price down to $589,000. Okay, we were able to get the down payment assistance, which is 3.5%. That means it's $20,615. Okay, we also asked the seller to pay for some of his closing costs. The max amount that he was able to get from the seller was $35,340. And his total between the down payment and his closing costs, it totaled out to $55,955. Let me say that again. $55,955 is what he's getting toward the property. Okay, so he's buying a $600,000 property, and he doesn't really have to bring in any money. Nobody hears of that. Like $55,955 is what he's going to get. Okay, that is owed to him. That's going to be money in his pocket, equity in his pocket. Okay, and then we turn around, we rent the property, $2,200 for each tenant because he has 3 floors. $2,200, that's $4,400, and he only owes $200 a month for a property that's worth $600,000. Okay, $200 a month out of his pocket, okay, for a property that's $600,000. That will be roughly about his monthly out-of-pocket cost plus repairs, of course. But that's unheard of. Hey, if you want to learn more about these wealth strategies and how to become a real estate investor, you need to follow me on social media. Money Smart by Faith on IG, okay, and Faith K. Washington on my business page. So follow me for more strategies and text 708-669-9316. If you want a savings of $55,955, or if you want to learn how to negotiate, if you want to become a real estate agent, you need to text me 708-669-9316, and I will help you get to your goal. Now, you know what? God bless you. My time is up, but follow me on social media so we can teach you how to create wealth for your family. It's a beautiful thing, and God bless, and be blessed.